What's up, guys? This is Alpha Strike here with a quick guide on how to rune your monsters. Just the basics, though. Probably go into detail on some characters, especially the really good free-to-play options. There's tons of them. You do not have to spend for 5 stars to do well in this game, especially in the early stages. Like Fire Gore, Diane. It's insane for the green lizard. What's it, tear glands? I like to call it Geico. It's just me. But so you have a lot of really good free to play options uh, in each role. I've actually built more 4 and 3 stars than 5 stars, and I have a decent amount. But as far as ruining them goes, there's really three styles of monsters, and then or styles of runes, and then what separates the classes is ranged versus melee. So warriors and mages, they're skill based damage dealers. That's what they are. The difference between a mage and a warrior is a mage that is ranged auto attack, while a warrior has melee. Uh, Most of them don't care too much about their auto attack speed. If you go into skills, you can see modifiers. If you click on the number, you can see max skilled. So a lot of them just have 165. That seems like the normal max. Some of them have 200%, which is pretty good. There's a couple that have it higher. I don't believe so in the warrior class, but in the ranger class they do have higher. So when you're building them, your primary focus is going to be to get 200% crit rate. 90% is probably okay in the early stages, but end game, mid game, you probably want to be at 100%. Because if you miss a crit, until your skill comes back up, you're just sitting there, really. You're not going to have a high attack speed, so your damage output's not going to be high, and then you're just pretty much sitting there till you can do damage again. So making sure you crit's critical. So that's your primary focus, getting to that crit rate. Attack, or whichever stat they are scaling off of, is better, or is the next focus, and then crit rate or crit damage. Sorry, excuse me. Crit damage. You don't need high crit damage right away. That's more end game. Honestly, rage would give you more than enough crit damage. So you go attack, crit rate, attack on rage blade, and that'll probably be decent stats. And if you actually go to, so if your primary damage dealer is a mage, you're gonna want to be farming tear glands. That's gonna be your focus. You're gonna get your rage runes here. You're gonna get your blade runes here, and it's gonna improve your account. So then there are some that, like Taurus, Wind Kobold, he's more about debuffs and attack. So there are some exceptions. So you kind of want to read your skills before you just rune them. In this game, crit rate's never bad though, since you're always auto attacking. Same with attack speed. He has a really low attack speed. I never noticed that, but I guess a lot of mages do. But that's pretty much it for warriors and mages. You want to go into your skills, see what they're scaling off of. Go try to hit 100% crit rate. Focus on that stat. Get some crit damage. For warriors, you're going to want a little bit of bulk because they're going to be in melee range. But Other than that, that's pretty much it for these guys. Accuracy if you need it. Precision is a new stat in this game for those playing from Sky Arena, where precision and evasion go off of each other. Evasion is your chance to dodge. If precision is your chance to hit them over the dodge, kind of like accuracy and resistance check each other. And that's pretty much it for warriors and mages. Then you have your rangers and your assassins. These guys are your damage per second characters, right? Your mages and warriors are burst. These guys are just putting out consistent damage. Because their attack speed, even at base, is higher, you can kind of not, you don't need that 100% crit rate. 70 to 85 is probably good for the early game, but eventually you do want to get 100%. You want to make your damage consistent. It's not really about the total damage you're doing at that point. It's just making sure you're consistent. But yeah, so 100% crit rate. You're gonna want to be on attack speed, right? This is my Theo. I've gotten pretty lucky with his runes, and so you want to get on attack speed. On attack speed right here. Look for crit damage, and then this that you're scaling off of. They're primarily gonna want to be attack. I haven't seen anything where a skill 1 isn't scaling off of attack, so for rangers, pretty safe bet to go for attack after attack speed and crit rate. And then eventually you want to start pumping out your crit damage, so like I said, around 75%. I started putting crit damage in, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It goes hand in hand with the warrior. They're damage dealers. You want to focus on outputting damage, and then for your melee classes, you want to get a little bit of HP. She just kind of has runes on her, auto equipped, but I don't have too many of them built yet. The main one that I stress that everyone builds if they don't have a Theomars, she might actually even be better until you max skill your Theomars, since she's pretty easy to skill. Because Lynn, she actually has one more attack speed than Theo. She probably has a lower base stat, and she's free to build if you do the side quest at the end chapter. They give her to you so you can beat lava caves, and that's where you're gonna be farming to build them too. So the game really does help you progress if you take the time to look at what they're giving you. There's nothing crazy. Some of them have really good debuffs, so you want to get enough accuracy, but looks like the bosses we currently have don't have high resistance, so accuracy, precision, evasion, resistance, those are all going to be more PvP stats. So focus on your base stats. If they're a damage dealer, make them do damage. Then you've got your tanks. They're pretty self-explanatory. Tanks and supports. So tanks, supports do the same thing, ranged versus melee. Konamiya, Tion, two really good options if you get lucky enough to get Tion. Chloe, and they're just gonna want HP or defense, maybe some evasion to have a chance to dodge in arena. Accuracy if they have a debuff like Rakaja, built him as a unrecoverable option for Windspire, I think. Probably gonna be running Shannon, Rakaja, and I don't think I decided on my wind DPS. Probably Copper. Copper seems like a good option. Maybe look for an AoE option. But yeah, they're really all nothing too crazy. Some of them have a little bit of damage. Some of them have a lot of damage. Like I think Vanessa, because of her skill 1, proccing her skill 2, and it being AoE, she can actually do okay damage, but if you look at the modifiers, it's not as high as other things. She does target max HP though, so that's good for like bosses. But this isn't really a in-depth guide on any of the characters, so yeah. For supports, you want to focus for HP, defense, maybe resistance and accuracy. Evasion's pretty good. I don't know if you've done enough arena to get stuck in a situation where you're just not hitting. That's always unfortunate. Yeah, that's pretty much it for supports. They're easy to build. I would recommend building a few supports. They're all pretty unique. Like even Bastet and Megan, which are both attack buffers. Megan does attack speed as well, while Bastet does a shield and mana, as well as ultimate gauge. So Bastet's more of a mage support, while Megan is more of a ranger support, and then Shannon's kind of like an all-rounder, where she's kind of helping everyone on the team. She's a really good build, but probably do a video on like team compositions, like basic ones like Shannon, Kona +1, and then how to build a team based around a ranger, and how to build a team based around a thief, right? Because you are gonna want slightly different things for those guys, and then same with mages. If this video helped you out, feel free to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitch. I'll probably be streaming on the weekends. That's pretty much it. Runing isn't too difficult. Your summoner, I'll probably go into more detail on that another time, because I'm still learning a lot on those things. And I'll probably do another video on how to kind of squeeze out CP once you get a little bit higher and you're needing to boost your power just to get out of the penalty range for the bosses. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a great day.